I'm your host, Jade.
And I'm your host, Emma.
And this is Lashing Out.
And Nailing Life.
Switched it up today.
I know. I kind of forgot what we were doing. Episode 10.
Yeah.
We have come so far.
We've maintained it for 10 episodes. I called that a win.
We're still in Jade's studio for those watching and wondering why we're still with the pink background. We will be here until further notice.
Yeah, we were kicked out of our other space.
The weather's getting nice, and I still live at home, and my family wants to do stuff and not be in their rooms and be quiet. So, this is where we are. But it's nice. It's good. And we figured out the echoey mic situation. So
yeah, the sound should be better now.
Yeah.
This is just a casual episode. Just
sit, sip, and yap. Grab your favorite drink. Join us for this. If you thought we were chaotic before, wait. I did make some notes just so we don't get too off track. I don't know. I'll just hold it. I always want to put it somewhere. We film on my phone. I don't know if I've said that in the past. So I have to use my giant iPad for anything I ever want to look at.
I like the new case though.
Thanks. My other one fully disintegrated. So it was time. But yeah, so any life updates that we haven't mentioned so far?
I don't think there is though. Because I just opened up in the last episode or last 2 episodes about my boyfriend after keeping him a secret for a little bit. He's still a secret.
He's still facially a secret.
Yeah.
I know
so
what
I guess
he looks like.
Private, not secret.
Yeah.
Oh, I had my birthday. I guess that's a life update.
Yeah, we both had birthdays. We both had birthdays. Me and my boyfriend toured our first apartment, so we're making the waves to hopefully
fingers crossed
have a extrally cute, on theme place to film stuff.
Yeah,
but also a cute home. So on our way. What else? What else have I been doing? My dad's parent and his brother are coming into town. They live in Europe, so that'll be interesting. Altitude adjustment, fun things. We got reservations for Casa Bonita. We
still have not been there.
I've never been.
No.
My parents went before the South Park people bought it.
Until when it was guaranteed food poisoning.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no, I've never been.
Supposedly it's much better, so I'll have to tell you how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my only life update is coming up, and I'll be going to Tampa, Florida, but that's a business update too. Because my whole life is my business. So
Same. Mood.
Yeah, so that's my trip coming up is to Tampa, Florida. And then I'm trying to think. I really don't think I have that much going on. I just had my birthday.
That was fun.
And my boyfriend.
Your birthday and your boyfriend are both good life updates.
Yeah, no, they are. My boyfriend and I, as of the 9th, have been together. Well, haven't been together, but I've been seeing each other for 4 months. So
nice.
Which is crazy because I feel like
it doesn't feel like it's been 4 months.
No, it feels like I also feel like though for the first, it's funny because he and I were talking about it when we were on our date the other night. We were talking about it, but I really was not that into it for the first 2 weeks. I'm lucky this man chased me down. So I think to a lot of my friends, it feels like less than 4 months because I wasn't talking about him really from really early on.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't think I heard about him until maybe beginning of March.
I was trying to not jinx anything.
Yeah, which is good. Obviously, it's working.
It's working.
Yeah,
and that's why we're keeping it not a secret but private. Because this one feels good, and I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, good. That's great. Trying to think what else. Anything big. I fired my first client. That was a business. That was an adventure and very interesting. And now I know I can fire clients like that. Well, I won't be doing that, but
I've only ever fired one, and she fed me the line to fire her.
Well, this was one who I kept from talking about because I did not know if she would listen to this, but she doesn't because she didn't actually support me as a person. But it was definitely, I had tried to soft fire her in the past, and she didn't really take the hint, and I thought, you know what? That's fine. This is what we're supposed to deal with. And then it just kept building up over 2 years. So
I think I had mine for almost 2 years too. And I would complain about her every single time. And I'd complain about her to like other professionals.
the weight that it has, I didn't think it was going to really make a change because it didn't feel
No, you feel
like
a huge
it was
difference.
Like it didn't feel like it was impeding me mentally or affecting me mentally, but it definitely was, because now I am so excited to not have her anymore, which
I mean, what sucks the most about having a client you want to fire is every time their appointment day comes around, you dread going to work. And when you run your own business, you shouldn't dread it.
And it kind of like, I don't know, ruins the whole day.
Yeah.
But one of the things we're trying to work on, I'm going to interject this while I was just thinking about it, is filler words. It has been brought to our attention. We say like, and so quite a bit. A little bit. And as much as we love this to be comfy, cozy, casual, that's probably pretty annoying. So I don't know. I'm going to try and do it for this episode. I don't know how great I will be editorial wise, but every time we say a filler word in this episode, I'm putting a counter.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll put it on future episodes so it will motivate us to dwindle it to 0. But definitely this one.
Yeah.
And it has started since the beginning. So if I successfully did it, you're already seeing the counter for those watching. I thought about trying to figure out for audio people to hear dings, and I thought, no, we say it way too much. It would be like ding, 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 ding. So I'm interjecting that now because I already said like 4 times. And then
and then some.
That one counts. Anyways, but yes, having a difficult client off my books has made me look forward to the days more, because I have not difficult clients, but clients that I'm like, ooh, we've got to change the subject here. But the ones that you can just tell don't care about you as a person, or they don't feel like they care about you as a person, and they might not even be aware of this. Like, I'm sure she felt like she was doing everything right, but that last appointment, I don't know. And tone, I take everything personally. So tone really sets me off.
Yeah, tone is a big deal for me. And also, I know you're not supposed to read into how people text because it's texting, but if somebody has changed the way they're texting me, for example, if they start adding punctuation when they normally don't, or if there's somebody that normally capitalizes words and they're not capitalizing words, there's just certain things I pick up on, and then I just figure something has gone wrong, and sometimes nothing has, but I know I do little subtle things like that.
Yeah.
It's something I need to work on. I'm very passive aggressive. I'm not aggressive.
Yeah.
I
can
guess
be a little passive aggressive too.
I'm straight up with the right people. Like with you, I'd be honest. Most of my close friends,
Right.
I feel safe enough to just straight up tell them what's going on, but there's just certain people where it's harder.
Yeah. Yep. And that's kind of how this felt, is like, it felt if I was any more open with her, it was going to turn into an argument. So like, it was going to be one of those things where, hey, I'm going to say this to your face. Well, let me give you a million reasons why it's not me. And I was just not going to do that. So I sent her some texts, and yeah, it was interesting doing that for the first time, because again, now it feels like the next time I have a client where I can see those signs, I will be able to do it sooner.
And I feel like that's a really
and it won't
good
feel
episode.
as personal, because
Do a
I feel
whole
like
episode on it.
the fact that I've been doing or was doing her nails for 2 years, it definitely, I mean, she asked me if she had done something wrong, and I felt mean to be like, actually, you did. So I was really nice about it, but it was hard.
You did it though. And you had tons of people around you supporting you.
Yes, and so many people who then told me I was too nice to her. And I was like, no, that felt good. Yeah. Anything bringing you joy lately? Extra joy things?
Well, for a change, my birthday went well.
Yes.
So that was nice.
Good.
I don't know
It was
if
comfy
you
and cozy
noticed.
too.
Yeah. But one of my friends, when we were leaving, she had gone to my birthday dinner last year, and her and Emma were the only two that were the same from last year. But she actually pulled me aside before I left to be like, hey, this felt a lot better. Like, everybody was talking to each other. It wasn't cliquey. And I guess last time I felt it when I was sat at my birthday dinner last year. I felt the clicks around the table. I think there was noticeably like probably 4. And what's wild is I
definitely
wasn't
noticed at least 2.
Yeah, what's wild
the
is
group I was in.
I wasn't even really in one. I kind of watched everything shift in my friend group at that dinner, and then it continued to unfold from there. And while I've held on closer to you and her, I'm still probably not as close to a couple of the other girls there, but I've cut off 3 of them for the best. And I thought it was eye-opening that she was even willing to pull me aside and tell me, hey, this is better people.
Yeah.
I think it also helped, like, we were in a completely different environment. Last time we were at a restaurant and it was loud. We were in a giant round table. Like,
we had all taken most of us had taken prom pictures because it was
Yeah.
prom themed.
well, and to talk to anybody, you kind of had to yell across the table if you were trying to
Yeah.
talk to somebody across from you. So I do factor that in. I still don't think she was wrong. But I think it helped that this time we were playing a game. So we all had a mutual
Again, it definitely
interest.
felt more like comfy cozy, more laid back, but still like super fun, which I feel like as we get as we get older, it's a good thing to just, especially because we're so busy, to just have chill
That's why I
moments.
wanted to do something laid back and also doesn't cost any money to just go and sit around and play games.
And no one feels like they're going to have to drop $60 on a dinner or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or
But that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then I think right now I'm over 2 weeks consistent going to the gym every day. So that's been good. And I can feel the difference in that. I think I just need to get my sleep schedule under control because I'm so
We
drained.
talked about this in a couple episode 2 ago, something like
Yeah.
that. I have not successfully gotten back on track.
I've gotten back at waking up early. I've not gotten back at going to bed early. So I'm typically
Maybe tonight's the night.
Maybe. I'm typically running on, I think, about an average of 6 hours of sleep right now. And if anybody knows me, I pretty much need 8 hours solid to perform correctly. So I think the lack of sleep is part of my problems right now. But
yeah, I probably get 6 to 8. I think I probably had 8 last night, but then I slept in this morning, so I had less time to do other stuff.
Definitely got 5 hours of sleep last night.
Nice. Nice.
Solid. I know that's the number.
Yeah. Yep. What else has been bringing me joy lately? We've been building a lot of Legos. Lots of Legos. What did we finish? I built my little Up brick heads, like the cast of... I say cast, so they're animated characters.
But still, yeah.
But yes, those, we built a flower trellis that we had since last spring that we had not built. I now have the Empire Strikes Back figures, brick heads. We have not built those. And then for my anniversary, my boyfriend got me an Animal Crossing house. Isabel's house, I think.
I love that.
Super cute. The fact that I haven't touched Animal Crossing in about a year and a half, but it was cute. And we haven't built that. And then he has some. And then his birthday's coming up. And he doesn't listen to this. Shame on him. But he's getting Legos for his birthday, too.
I know Joe stays up to date now.
He asked me if he wanted to. And I was like, I just don't think he would like it. Like, he's a big... Like, when I told him to list his top 3... I don't know. We're calling them special interests lately. He said Star Wars, something else, and then Marvel as his, like, thing. So he's just... that gives you the gist of the kind of guy he is. Big nerd, comic books, Legos, video games.
I'm trying to think. Obviously, Joe's been bringing me joy.
Yes. Our boys bring us lots of joy.
It's just so easy with him. I was talking to my therapist about it. And I said, I know that this one's a good one because my friends aren't constantly hearing about him. Mm-hmm. Because with every other person I've been with, my friends have consistently heard about them, but in a negative light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like everything I've heard about him so far is pretty good.
Yeah.
So don't mess it up, Joe. I'll come for you.
Yeah.
All those girls you met at that party.
Yeah, all the girls he knows now.
Right? That's the kind of army we have. No.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, I've been watching the Nuggets playoffs. By the time this airs, fingers crossed they're in the finals.
I know,
because that might make me sad.
What was
we'll
that? Kylie, what's her name? Is it Kylie Minogue? No. The concert that they canceled?
Yeah. So Denver rudely assumed that the Nuggets were not going to get into the playoffs this season, because she's not the only one. There were like there have been about 5 concerts that have been canceled.
That's wild.
Because they had them planning to get out of the competition before the playoffs, and now they're in the semifinals. So I think if they keep going,
so weird, because I'm not a sports person, and I said, "Oh, well, is it because they lose a lot, and so they didn't expect it?" And everyone's like, "No," and I was like, "That's super weird." Yeah, why would you?
They won back in 2023. Yeah. They won the championship overall, and then
so weird.
They've performed the same. Yeah. I have no idea what their thought process was, but they are playing, and they had one really, really bad game where they lost by 40 points. It was atrocious. It was not their finest hour, but they're doing well. So I feel comfortable saying that, because by the time this airs, there won't be any spoilers for anybody behind.
So yes. Other little things bringing me joy. The sun is bringing me lots of joy.
I'm so glad it's warm again.
Oh, the sun. And I feel like a little plant, and I just have to go out there and like shimmy my leaves in the sun. Also, I got so many new flatback studs that are fruit themed, and those are bringing me lots of joy. I love them. I have little blueberries on one ear. I don't know if that's the right one, but it feels like it maybe.
No.
Nope. Cool. Blueberries on one ear, and then a little lemon slice on the other. And then I also got a strawberry, a single blueberry, and a single lemon. Like
they
a
had
whole
a pretzel
lemon.
one that I wanted.
Cute.
But I haven't ordered it yet.
We get flatbacks from Chords Club.
They're the best.
We love them. I have very sensitive ears. Not sponsored. I have very sensitive ears, and I typically can't keep earrings in very long. But one, they're flatbacks, and I don't even have a lot of holes like Jade does. But they're flatbacks, and they're made of like body grade steel or something. I can't remember, and they're just extra comfy. I forget I have them in.
I think I was just doing the math. I think I have 5 of hers in right now, and my seconds and thirds on my lobes, I probably have not taken those out in over a year.
Yeah.
Just kind of chilling there.
I just like them, and they're so cute. And now they do the fruit ones are enamel, like the pen, enamel pens. So they have like colors and stuff now too, because it used to just be silver and gold. Yeah. Which you can get them silver or gold,
which is really nice.
So I have silver and Jade gets gold.
Yep.
I had a list of points to keep us on track. The next one is mental health check-in, but I feel like we've been pretty...
I was going to say, I feel like for a change, actually, it's not for a change. I guess this is a major life update that I didn't even tell you. I've only told a few people, but I'm finally at maintenance level with therapy, so I only have to go once a month.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
that's a big step.
My mental health is doing very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've started sharing my story slowly on my Instagram. So the things I've talked about hypothetically in previous episodes will all be on my Instagram probably by the end of May, maybe end of June. It depends on how long it takes me to get it out there. But my therapist said that it's a great sign that I'm comfortable talking about it now and willing to share it, because I told her I was going to post the video of me crying where it's like she probably needed a hug, but instead she went and grew her business. So when I told her I was doing that, she told me that's a really good sign that I'm healing and I'm comfortable. Yeah. So I'm getting to a point where I'm ready to share that.
I feel like the warm weather brings on positive growth as well. Seasonal depression is very real.
Definitely in Colorado, because it gets...
And it's weird because, like, the sun is still out. I have a client from Alaska, and she's like, I don't have seasonal depression anymore because the sun is always out. But I feel like when it's cold, we just don't go out, and our bodies need that vitamin D from the sun's rays. And because I even do red light therapy, like infrared light therapy, and it's not the same.
No.
They say it can mimic, but it doesn't feel the same. What else? What else can we catch up on? Not this going to be our shortest episode ever.
I know life isn't exciting right now, but I count that as a good thing because my life has been exciting, and that's never good news.
I think I know we always look, I don't know. I'm not going to speak for you. When I came from abusive friendships, relationships, having no excitement feels so weird. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, oh, it's good though.
I know, good. Having no conflicts is just like a weird thing to think about because I had conflict for so long. But
So,
yeah.
I mean, that's how I knew my boyfriend was a genuinely actual nice dude, was because I stopped worrying about, like, what next thing he's going to do or what's going to happen next. And slowly I've gotten to a point where he will text me and I will forget.
Yeah.
Which was a huge step for me and my background. So, yeah, we've been pretty good. I'm still busy with my grandma coming into town and my uncle. I'm working and fitting all the things in. So this is today is the start of the craziness, because then I work, today's a Saturday, and then I work Sunday, Monday. I have a meeting Tuesday, and then we're touring another apartment on Tuesday. And normally Monday is my day to like wash laundry and clean. And so now I have to do that in between the meeting and so I don't necessarily feel stressed, but it's just busy.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much stuff that needs to get done. And it's just little things that are also, like, part of guests coming. We have to get a new, like, PVC shower curtain liner because the water is so weird here in our neighborhood that it's, like, slowly become orange stained.
Oh, yeah, no, that's just Colorado water.
Yeah, so we just have
so much fun here.
We have to get a new PVC liner for that and just stuff like that where it's getting ready for people to come. And we'll go to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo.
I love it there.
I've only been once, but this time of year I get itchy to go to the zoo.
It's under construction, just a heads up.
Nice.
It's all over the map. There were so many people walking around going, I need a map. And then they'd find a map, and it was a map of the zoo before they dug it up. And it's like, well, that didn't help.
Oh, yeah, no. My family's big wanderers.
Okay,
so
then
we'll
you
just
should
wander.
be okay.
The only thing that my brother wants to see is the porcupine. So that's what we'll do if it's still
Who
there.
knows where he was when we were there, but the exhibit's there. Just didn't see him.
Yeah. It was there when we went years ago.
No, yeah, no, it's still there.
I mean, like, they were there, but and the thing with zoos is, like, even the last time we went, we didn't go super early, and hopefully we'll go earlier, but they have to altitude and time adjustment because it's like a 12-hour time difference. So,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, my dad's family is from the Czech Republic, so they are making that trek out here, which I haven't seen them since I was 11.
That's really cool.
So we'll see how it goes, because they're an interesting group.
Yeah, I have gotten nothing together for my Tampa trip. So that's what the next week and a half is going to be filled with, because I leave May. Oh my gosh, when do I leave?
I feel like you said like the 22nd or something.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So
because it was already in
a week and a half from today. Yeah, and my flight's at midnight, so I'm not looking forward to that. I land in Florida at 5:30 in the morning, Florida time, and then my friend and I are going. Well, we're stopping back at her place for me to drop my bags off and get changed, but then we're going straight to the Springs. So I'm probably gonna be tired because the most sleep I'm gonna get is my 3-hour flight, but that'll be okay. And then I get back on Memorial Day. I actually land on Memorial Day at 9 a.m. Who knows how crazy the airport will be, but that'll be Joe's problem, not mine. So
I was going to look at a calendar and see, because I think this episode will air before then. So meet Jade in Tampa. No. If you're at what is it? Is it a Lash class?
It's Light Hearts tour. Yeah, so they're doing a class in Tampa.
Oh, okay. So if you're going to be there and you happen to also listen, Jade will also be there.
Yep. I'm going to be there the Thursday, Friday, Saturday's the class, and then I'm also there on the Sunday. Tiff and I have a pretty full schedule, so I'm excited.
Nice.
My mom will argue because I've been to the beaches in England, but I don't think those count. So I've never been to a real beach.
Oh.
So I'm excited.
And it's in Tampa? I've never been to Tampa. We used to go to Panama City with my youth group.
Oh, okay.
And the waters there below, because I grew up in North Carolina, and the waters there are murky and cold.
I don't think cold for Tampa, but I'm assuming murky, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be warm water though. You'll be able to dip your toes in.
I'm not prepared for how warm it's going to be because humidity and heat don't treat me very well. But the last time I was in Florida, we were there in late July, I think, so it was disgusting. So I at least know it's not going to be as bad as late July in Florida.
Yeah,
we'll
it'll
see.
probably still be like 80s.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
We'll see how I do. But yeah, it'll be fun to go and Explorer, Florida with my friend.
Yeah.
And
Have you
go.
been to Florida before?
I've only ever been to Florida for Universal Studios, so pretty much just stayed. Well, okay, we went to Florida when I was 6 months old and 5 years old, I think, to go to Disneyland. Nope, Disney World. And I don't remember that at all, obviously. And aside from that was Universal Studios back in 2018. So I would say no, I haven't really explored oh my gosh, I can't say explore and Florida together.
Florida.
Yeah.
That is kind of a tongue twister.
It is. I haven't really got to see Florida outside of the amusement parks, so it'll be fun.
Are you guys going to do some Disney stuff while you're there?
No, but her and I are going to do Disneyland in October when we go to LashCon.
It'll be all Halloween-y.
Yeah, well, our plan, we don't know if we're going to do Disneyland during the day, but we're definitely getting a Oogie Boogie Bash ticket.
Oh, cool.
So I am desperately watching the Disney blogs for when they launch the countdown for that, but they're typically sold at the end of June, so I've got some time.
Yeah. Fun, fun, fun.
Yeah, so we might do a day in the park as well, but we're definitely doing the Oogie Boogie Bash.
Lots of events for you in this year.
All work related. Tax write-offs.
Tax write-off.
It's the only kind of trip I can afford. Even then, I can't really afford it. I'm not going to lie. We're stretching it.
Yep. We don't have anything big just because we're in preparation of all the moving.
That's fair.
So I've been going to a lot of estate sales. Finding a lot of good, pretty nice, like discounted houseware. Wow. I just choked on my own tongue. So the last few times I've gotten some casserole dishes. I just got a giant set of brand new, never used knives.
That's nice.
And actually this last estate sale was kind of wild. I got so much stuff and it was like $30 and I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. So
awesome.
Got some wall decor. What else? Yeah. That's been fun. I told my mom I wanted that to be like our thing for once I move out, is going to estate sales. So we've been doing that. My brother graduated by the time this comes out. He's graduating. So we're doing all of that. I have to make him I don't have to. I'm choosing to do this. I have to finish a slideshow that we're doing for him that is him as from little bitty brand new baby to now.
That's so cute.
So, and we thought it would be enjoyable because my dad's mom and uncle will be in town, and I'm pretty sure, I don't remember about my uncle now that I'm thinking about it, but my grandma speaks no English. So at the graduation party, we figured, well, worst case, she can sit and watch this comprehensive slideshow of Max as a child.
That's funny.
So yeah, he's graduating and it's crazy.
That is crazy.
I know. He turned 18 also in April.
So many April birthdays.
Oh,
I know
my
so many
April
people.
calendar was 3rd, 4th, mine's the 8th. Someone's was the 6th. I can't remember who now.
I don't know if I know.
Darn. Somebody's was the 6th. And then yours, which is the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My best friend's brother, I believe, is the 16th. I can't remember. We were talking about his birthday, but yeah, so it was a heavy birthday month for sure. And now things won't really slow down until January of 2026. So, busy times. It's all been good things, though. Nothing bad.
By the time this comes out, I would have been to the Katy Perry concert. So
yes, lots
I keep
of
forgetting that that's coming. Yeah, I have that coming up, and then I have Coldplay in June. Oh, last night, Joe and I went to see the Candlelight concert.
Oh.
Which is a quartet that does modern songs.
Cool.
With candles. It's in a church in Denver. It's really cool. But we went and saw the Imagine Dragons and Coldplay tribute night. So that was really
that really
cool.
good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend. I know I'm trying to think what other artists they do. I think they do a wide variety. I know they do Queen, and that's a big one that they do quite often. So, but definitely would recommend that as a night out in the summer. It's right by the Brown Palace in Denver.
Oh, okay. So. Yeah, I love a good concert. We're going to Post Malone on Father's Day, June 15th. Then I got tickets with a friend of mine to go see the Jonas Brothers October 2nd, I think.
Yep. Me and my mom will be there too.
Oh, yeah. There's so many people I know who are going, so that'll be fun. The Post Malone one, my mom found out that her friends are also going, and they're going with friends, and they're getting a party bus. So we get to go with them on the party bus, hopefully. I really hope that this doesn't come out and I'm like, we did not get to go on the party bus. But I've never been on a party bus, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah,
Plus, then we don't have to drive to Empower Stadium. Or whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
Those are really my only two. Concerts have gotten really expensive.
They're insane.
And I will spend a pretty penny on concerts because I love live music, but some of the things, oof.
Yeah.
It was already enough. I thought Post Malone was going to be my only one because I bought my ticket. My mom paid for her ticket, so never mind. But I was like, normally I pay for my mom's ticket because I want her to go with me. And sometimes she won't go if I don't buy the ticket.
That's fair.
But she did pay for her Post Malone ticket. So, yeah. Cakes are for people who don't wear bras. Or don't need to wear bras, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is interjecting to me taking my cakes out of my shirt because... yeah, no, we can talk about that. We can talk about cakes.
I actually have an affiliate code for them. I'm supposed to rep them, and I don't.
So cakes are for people who don't need to wear a bra already. They're just big silicone nipple covers.
They work really well. It's what I wear under all my gym clothes.
They're okay. They definitely work as a nipple cover. I wish someone needs to invent this because I don't know how to invent this. And maybe I will leave this in. Maybe we'll see. I might think this is too chaotic. But I need someone to create a cake type of product where it's silicone on the inside and it adheres with heat from your body. But the outside is sticky because those don't exist.
Yeah, but the only problem with those is like you have to replace them and they'll be expensive because they were silicone.
But they make ones that are silicone that are sticky on the inside and outside.
Yeah, you still have to replace them. They only last for up to 15 wears.
15 wears is plenty for me.
Not when I use them every day.
Or something where it's like something that's like not or has a bigger
That's fair.
inside part that's not sticky or something because I feel like every one I get where it's like and it has a little place for your nipple. It's half the size of a normal nipple. Like think of a pencil eraser and it's smaller than that and you're like how is my actual nipple going to fit in there? So and then they're not sticky on the outside and I need something to hold.
That's fair.
Or they're too sticky on the inside and too sticky on the outside. I don't know. I want something like that. And honestly, if it was really expensive, because there was some that I had where, yeah, like you wash them. I guess it's only 15 wears.
That's the problem because I used to wear just sticky ones and I was okay with that. But then I just got tired of the fact that they stopped being sticky.
They wear after a while, yeah.
Or no matter how much you clean them, they just start looking kind of gross.
You know what they need to be is some sort of like non-clothes ruining Velcro. Where it's like it's like that like it grips to the shirt because of the friction of it going on the shirt. Because I feel like maybe the silicone needs to be more silicone-y. I don't know.
More silicone-y?
More silicone-y.
I get what you're getting at. I can't find what I was looking
grippy.
for. So.
More grippy. I need my chapstick.
Here they are.
That's something bringing me joy is I know they just made that, but that still looks like it won't fit right. Or actually what it looked like is because they have that on the front and I thought, oh, you're going to see that through my shirts.
That's not on the front. That's the inside. So that's the non-sticky part.
Oh, I saw the one where they show you the outside though.
Oh.
No, that looks like it's still inside.
Yeah, that is.
Where's the view of the outside? See? It has... Why did they do that? It has some sort of thin protruding where it's just going to look like you have one flat pepperoni in your shirt. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy overly sticky sticker ones and just get nipple covers. Because I don't wear it a lot. Like, that's why I would be down for one that was genuinely, like, grippy on the inside but sticky on the outside.
Yeah.
Because I even think with that one, they made them sticky on the inside but still silicone on the outside.
Oh.
I think that's what it was.
Who knows? I barely.
And that's why they did the nipple, inside nipple thing. I remember that now. Because I kept saying they were like, they're sticky and grippy. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, they finally made them in my size. Originally, they didn't. I'm not going to try them, though, because I don't need sticky. I just need silicone. Because I primarily just wear them to the gym and for swimming. And at those points, I'm sweating in both situations. So they stay pretty well. So I don't need sticky.
And I like them okay. Like when I'm actually wearing the shirt that I'm wearing. But I had it on from earlier. And they were starting to slide down. I didn't need it. So took them out. But yeah. Oh my gosh. Was that really a super quick episode?
I'm trying to think of what else I have to talk about.
I feel like we talk a lot about personal stuff intermingled with everything. So I thought either we're going to have so much to talk about or we're going to have not very much because we talk about all of it already.
My life has just been calm lately, which isn't a bad thing. It's a good thing. Yeah. I think like my only concerns in life right now are just figuring out my finances so I can move out, because ideally I'll move out in the new year, which is soon.
It's crazy because it's really only the 5th month.
Yeah,
but it feels like it flies by.
Yeah, like those 7 months are going to go by fast, so I don't know.
I feel like the pace at which the days go is the days will sometimes go by. Like today has gone by, I think, really fast.
Yeah.
Because I did so much this morning. And then I'll have days where I'm like, man, this day is going on forever and I wish it wasn't. And then sometimes the weeks, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's only Wednesday. And then sometimes, like this week, I was like, oh my God, it's Saturday. Oh my God. We have so much to do.
That's been me a lot recently. Wow, that week's gone. Wow, that week's gone. Wow, the week's gone. Yeah, so I think that's why the year is going by so fast. Because like I said, it doesn't feel like 4 months since I met him, and that's just crazy. But then
like the concept of time of like my grandma coming has been very creeping up because we've been planning for it for so long. Fair. But then also we have next week, and then they're here on like 18th, 19th, something like that. Because we're filming this ahead of time because we both have things to do right at the end of when this is supposed to come out. So
we're very busy the end of May.
We always have to make time.
Yeah. I think time is flying by because I still haven't had time to decorate the walls in my studio. So eventually one day when we film in here, the walls will look different, I promise.
Yes. Yep.
Need to add some artwork. Right now you can just see the bottom of my sign.
And hopefully, I don't know, maybe Jade hates this, but we had talked about when we have an apartment, then we would have...
Yeah.
That too, which I think will work out very nice, and so we'll have a couple different backgrounds for those watching visually. Yeah, let us know what things are bringing you joy. Yeah, and what things are not bringing you joy. What's not bringing you joy, Jade?
What's not bringing me joy? My financial situation.
Mood.
Money.
What's not bringing me joy? Wow. I'm so glad nothing's not bringing me joy. What? I'm sure there's something. Yeah. Prices.
Oh, it's just finances.
Finances, money. We're all going to struggle.
Yeah, I don't know. All my clients are like, yeah, I don't know how you'll make it work. I wouldn't have moved out in my 20s either if this was how it was when I was your age.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely harder, but also Colorado is one of the more expensive ones. I mean, I don't know. North Carolina has I don't know.
Colorado is one of the more expensive ones, but almost anywhere you go right now, if you compare wages to expenses.
But then again, most of my friends in North Carolina live on their own.
That's fair.
So I think it's just the ratio of all of that. Yeah, most of them have an apartment of some sort, and like big ones.
Fair.
So, and not like huge, but I know, and I don't know about her new place, but that same friend whose brother is in April, Her old place was 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and it was a house that they had split, like a small house that they had split and made into like a duplex, and it was $1,600 a month, and she had a full yard.
Wow.
And it was in the city.
Wow.
So that'd be the equivalent of buying a house in Wash Park, I guess.
Yeah.
Location wise, not like standard wise.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know. But then again, like their minimum wage is only like $7.50. So but she could do it. She still lives on her own now with her boyfriend. And all their pets.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's stressing me out right now. But
yeah, it does not bring us joy.
I got
financial instability. We'll make it work.
It's the joys of being a business owner.
It sucks because the apartment we toured, we actually really loved the layout and we loved the location. But it was expensive, and my boyfriend was like, "We could do it," and I was like, "If we don't eat,
if we live well below our means."
Because with both of our incomes and how much I spend on food, like groceries, not even like going out to eat, groceries per month, I was like, there's no way we would be able to do this. I cook too much. Sorry.
Yeah, cooking nowadays is expensive. So is going out, though. It's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, I definitely
Food is just pricey.
Yeah, I think cooking is still cheaper long run. It doesn't feel like that to me. I'll actually be curious if my groceries go down, because now when I cook for a small army of 16, even though it's just 4 people. Because my little brother, he's cutting now, so he actually doesn't eat as much. I was telling Jade I made pineapple chicken the other night, and normally the amount that I make, gone, but we still have leftovers, so he's not eating as much. But when he eats,
that's funny.
It's a lot of money. Plus then like my lunches and things, so I'll be curious when we move out, because I'll be cooking for actually 4 people, because it'll be us and then leftovers. Yeah,
that'll be interesting.
I feel like a rat, like an experimental rat of like, we'll see. It's been my catchphrase for the year. We'll see. Yeah. But yeah, so we'll be here in Jade's studio. Whoops. Kindly.
Until further notice.
My parents were nice enough to let us use our living room for us to get started and figure out the setup and how to get the microphones working and what we need. But yes, and this microphone setup could ebb and flow as well. I have a love-hate with the stands.
Yes, problem. But it's okay.
Yeah.
I just keep kicking it or hitting it. Who knows?
It doesn't make noise, though.
That's what matters.
Yeah. Nobody can tell. Oh, my God.
That keeps making noise.
My chapstick is gone. Yeah, so it's been good. I'm trying to think of any more developments.
I really don't do much anymore. I used to go out all the time, but I don't even do that anymore.
Wow. Is that what healing is called?
Maybe.
I also don't go out. I was just talking to some, well, I guess, I don't know. I don't know if she still thinks we're friends. She tagged me in a thing from a while ago and was like, I miss our dinners. And I was like, I don't go out anymore. So
it's just a lot of work. And like, since I'm trying to get up early, I just don't have a temptation to go out very late.
Yeah.
Especially for things that like don't have no intention behind them.
Yeah.
Intentionally, like, oh my gosh, like. Okay. Intentional dates and intentional friend dates, for sure I'll go out. Especially if it's somebody I haven't seen in a while. But just going out to go out just doesn't sound appealing anymore. Also, it just sounds exhausting.
Your frontal lobe has developed, Jade.
Probably. It's what quitting drinking does to you.
That's so funny. Oh, I chipped my lower tooth.
Oh, yeah.
I know that's not so riveting. This is really holding your attention here. But I turned 26 in April. My new insurance kicked in May, which, holy God, that was so much money. And that Sunday, which was the 5th, I cracked my tooth on a French fry. and had to go to the dentist on that Tuesday and get it fixed. So you can't tell now, but boy, it was sharp. And it didn't hurt, but it was cutting my tongue. So that was fun. And then I had to be a big girl and go to the dentist with my new insurance card, which I was already doing that kind of stuff anyways. It sounds like when I was telling one of my clients, I was like, and I had to be a big girl and go to the dentist. And I was like, by myself? But I already do that.
Yeah. It's just the thought that it's your insurance now.
Yeah, and it feels different. And it feels too perfect because my teeth are all slightly weird. So it feels like a little weird because it's like so straight that when I close my teeth, they touch. But, oh my gosh, I did just touch that. But my other tooth isn't as even, so it feels like there's a little like I'm gonna whistle through it or something.
That's so funny.
Yeah, my dentist was like, I could fix it, and I was like, meh. Well, that's okay. It's probably already. I don't even know if getting something on your insurance that soon after getting it will work.
Yeah.
Or if I'm gonna owe a bunch of money. So
only time will tell.
Yeah, they made it seem like I was only gonna owe like $50, which is normal for like a filling.
Yeah.
So at
Fingers
my dentist.
crossed.
Yeah, and while I'm in a networking group that has a dentist, but I don't know, something about. First of all, she's further away. This dentist is in my backyard, and I don't know, something about changing my dentist just because they're in my networking group feels weird.
Oh yeah, dentist is a weird one to change for sure.
Yep. She also does, which you can tell me, this is kind of tea. She does microneedling with stem cell cream, which I know is a thing. That's a good thing. And dentists are getting more into the esthetician world because they can do the needle stuff. That's why a lot of them got into Botox. If your dentist offers Botox, they've been doing that. So weird, right? You don't think about going to your dentist and then.
No.
And I know with the Botox, it kind of made sense because I thought, oh, well, if people have lockjaw, they'll get the Botox. But now they're also doing foreheads and 11s and wrinkles and your whole face. Funny. So she also does the RF microneedling with stem cells. And my mom had been asking, because she gets microneedling done, about if I knew anyone who did the stem cell stuff because she's curious about it. Just like learning about it, not like necessarily getting it. And this woman went, oh, yeah, so I charge people $900 and I want you to get at least 3 sessions. And I thought, oh, okay. And so I was like, so is that like $900 total? And she was like, no, per session.
Hello?
And I was like, holy cow, it's like what? What's the fountain of youth? Because how much money is that? 9 times 3? I'm not good at math.
$2,700.
$2,700. Thanks, Jade.
Rent for a 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
And microneedling you get done at least once a month. So
does she sell it?
She does sell the cream that she uses to the clients who get the microneedling because you use it like the week leading into your appointment and then the week after because it's supposed to help. The reason my mom was curious is because it's supposed to help with the peeling and the healing process afterward. And it's supposed to help firm and tighten because you've got all these, open wounds on your face. But $900.
That just doesn't sound right.
That, and I was like, and you're a dentist. So you didn't even pay for extra school for that. I mean, maybe benefit of the doubt, maybe you did some training.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Microneedling, you need training.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even if you're a medical provider.
I looked into doing it myself, like on because I have some scarring on my shoulders. And it's going to be a day that I have to set aside and like pay attention to. And I'm only just doing me. If I was going to do other people, I would probably have to do more because everybody's skin is different and stuff.
Fun fact, I have a microneedling machine and I could offer it. I just don't.
What kind of machine do you have?
The skin pen, I think.
Oh, that's expensive too. You should offer it. You should do it with your facials. Even if you just add it on for... Yeah. And up your price is $10. That would be nuts.
I think I'd have to up it a little more than $10 because I think the tip itself is $10.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I don't offer it is reordering the tips is a whole fiasco.
Yeah. Because I looked into getting the official skin pen and I was like, it's too expensive for me to just use on myself.
Fair.
Maybe I should just have you do it on me. It'll get you back into the rhythm of doing it.
Yeah, well, I keep telling my mom I'll do it on her, and then I don't follow through. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
I feel like I do too much already.
Do you dermaplane with your facials?
Mm-hmm. I feel like I just do too much. But I don't know. That was one of ChatGPT's comments, which we're going to do an episode on next. But it told me that I need to pick a lane, essentially, for my socials. It essentially said, hey, you can offer all these services, but you need to choose a direction with your Instagram because it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
So
Advertise.
that's fun.
Basically, the summary of both of ours was advertise everything you do or only one very specific thing.
Yep.
Don't, like, throw in some. Anyways, that's a future episode.
Yeah. But yeah, it was interesting.
Interesting.
So that's
I'm
my current
fascinated.
thing is I'm revamping my whole Instagram.
Yeah.
Which as you go to it, you'll see me slowly making that progress, and going to Tampa will hopefully ignite that flame even brighter.
I am fascinated by the esthetician world as a whole. And I don't know. My mom has said that if I get to the point where I don't want to do nails anymore, then I would probably switch to skin, which isn't not true because I definitely would not do hair. So
I hate hair.
But I don't know if I would necessarily get into skin either because I would have to take a bunch of extra classes and I don't know.
So many.
I need to do that yet. But yeah. Anyways.
I keep wanting to offer new things, but then I look at the education and how much the education will cost me, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. When you should advertise that you include dermaplaning. Is it included? It's not included. It's extra. Okay. Yeah.
I'm currently creating packages, and I'm creating not only mini facials. So I'm creating a mini dermaplane facial and a mini microdermabrasion facial. And then I'm creating a basic mini facial as well. But I'm also going to add partial sets to my service menu. And a partial set will be I lash 50% of your lashes instead of 100%.
Oh.
So the two options are either I'll lash 50% all the way through, or I will just do like
100% halfway through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on the look you're going for.
That's kind of nice because some people don't want like every single lash.
I'm also just trying to add diversity for who can come in because I know life is expensive right now. Life is really expensive right now. And we're also like at an uncertain time where people don't know what's happening. Yeah. So I respect, because I can't afford the services I offer. So I respect the people who are like, I want to come and support you, but I can't afford it. So I'm trying to create a variety of options.
It does make you think about it more as from a consumer's perspective. Mm-hmm. I think about that too with my pricing sometimes is I don't want to price something to the point where I would not pay.
Yeah.
Like there are people who do $200 for what I did on your nails, which are super cute and beach themed for Florida. And I look at your nails and yes, they're beautiful, but I would not pay $200 for, you know? So, balance.
It's also about where you're located. Because, like, Colorado, yes, we're a high cost of living state, but beauty is not a priority here. Whereas if we
Even though it seems like everyone's doing everything. Like, everyone wants to have their hair, skin, and nails. And lashes. I figured that was included.
But it's just not held at the standard like Scottsdale does or LA does or New York does. We're just behind in fashion, guys. Whenever I go
some
anywhere
people
else.
I see, like Hawaii is just more expensive also in general. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming life-wise, but all the Hawaii nail techs I see charge way a lot of money. And I'm like, that's they probably need to because they're in Hawaii.
Yeah, because it's expensive there. Yeah, so, I don't know. It just has to come down to priority of it, too. And I feel like here it's a priority, but not a valued priority.
Yes. Everyone wants it done.
Yeah, but at a cost effective.
Everyone, quote unquote, needs it done.
Yeah.
But because they want everything done, they want everything cheap so they can afford it all. But then I have clients who, I have a client who is seeing you, something like that. And she is going to rotate 1 month or whatever lashes and nails and lashes and nails. Because she was like, I want to have both, but I can't afford both. So I'm just going to rotate because I love both of you. And I was like, okay.
That's funny. Yeah. It's hard, though. And I get it. I know it is hard. That's why I'm going to add in those more affordable price points. And then I'm going to create packages that hopefully help as well. And then my booking site is also adding memberships, but that just sounds like a whole bunch of chaos that I don't really want to get into. But if I have enough people who are into the idea of a membership, I would do it. I think I'd only do a facial membership.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe you should do for facials.
Yeah, no lashes.
Because I feel like facials would make more sense because you go longer in between, but then having the monthly charge would make you get it when you're supposed to get it. Because when I worked in the salon and they had the monthly nail membership, we had some people who came in all the time, so they just used it because they got a discount and like member perks. But a lot of people would just come in once a month and like use their stuff.
Well, there's a lash artist here in Denver who has an annual lash membership. So you pay a $3,000 membership fee at the beginning of the year, and that covers your like all your lashes through the entire year. And I haven't done the math to see like what that comes down to. I'm curious. So there's 52 weeks in a year, so 26. So if they're coming in every 2 weeks and they paid $2,000, I mean $3,000 is 3,000 divided by 26.
You're doing all that math in your head.
Well, I can't do the 3,000 divided by 26. I can almost get there. It's 100 and something, I think.
So 3,000 divided by 26.
Yeah.
Is 115.38.
So that's pretty solid. So she's making $115 every 2 weeks from that.
Yeah. But then you get it all at the beginning of the year, so you
that's
have to
my
be
thing,
really
is I
good
can't
at
do
budgeting.
Because that's kind of what I hate about gift cards. Is I get that money, that's great, but I don't know when they're coming in. I don't know when they're going to use it. I have 3 gift cards sat in my system, guys, that have not been redeemed, and I know 3 of them are 2.5 years old right now.
Well, sometimes people just forget. That's the thing with gift cards, and that's why a lot of chain salons will do gift cards because they want people to forget.
I don't want people to forget. It gives me anxiety that they're.
Oh no, I tell my client, I'm like, hey, by the way, you still have 3 cents on that gift card.
See, one of them will never use it due to circumstances that happened, which is why it was never redeemed. And then the other one, she contacted me, I think last January about it. Last January.
Yeah.
And was like, hey, I got this gift card a year ago. It said it expired at the end of last year. Would I still be able to come in and get it? And I think I didn't manage to call her back within the day because by the time I was done with work, it was like 7:30. And sometimes I don't know what the polite cutoff is, but if it's like in the middle of the evening where you could be out doing something with your friends, I typically do not call past that time. So I didn't call her back that night, but I did call her back the following day, and I just never heard from her again. So I don't know.
Yeah, I had to stop offering gift cards because I started having this deep fear that my books are closed and someone who wasn't a client would buy a gift card for someone who wasn't a client, and then they would never be able to use it. And then I would have had the money and then have to go through the issue of refunding the gift card.
That's fair.
So I had that big fear. So like clients, if they friend who knows that they go or a friend who knows that they go. I've had friends of clients reach out to me and they want to buy gift cards for an existing client. I have a special link and I send them the link and it lets them do an e-gift card. But I had to take off my website because I started being like, strangers try to book all the time and it says my books are closed, and I would hate for someone to be like, oh, I'm going to get them a gift card to this girl and not be able to get in.
Yeah, no, that's totally understandable.
Yeah.
I still have gift cards available. I just don't market them very often because I don't like the fact that I get the money ahead of time, and I don't like the fact that I have a couple sat in there right now that have never redeemed it.
Now that we're in the business world, I don't get the point of gift cards unless it's like for someone that already sees you.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why you would buy it for someone who hasn't seen you, because you never know. Like they'll come in, they'll use their gift card, and then you're like, okay, that was awful.
Yeah.
We did not vibe.
Yeah.
Or, things like that.
It's always the biggest stressor with getting a new client is whether you vibe or not.
Yep.
I've gotten very lucky lately.
Yep. All my clients are good now that I got rid of that one person.
Yeah. No, but life's been good. It's been chill. I'm excited for Tampa. That'll be an exciting thing.
Yeah.
I know Joe and I are going to go to Manitou Springs at some point.
Nice.
My family and I are going to Steamboat Springs. So I got some trips. So in the next catch up for episode 20, I should have more to talk about.
Yeah, I guess every 10 episodes we'll try
Yeah.
and do this.
Next time I will proactively write down a list of all my favorites and I can just dump you guys on things you should try.
Oh yeah, we should talk about, are you watching or listening to anything that's good lately?
No. Girl, I don't have time.
I watch so much stuff.
I'm rewatching How I Met Your Mother. That's it.
Yeah, we rewatched that about to where Lily and Marshall move into their new apartment.
That's where you stop.
And then we stopped. I don't know. We got a little bit past that, but that's like the last episode I remember us watching it's very specific. It's been a couple months. Sometimes my memory is nuts. Is Marshall and Lily and Barney are in their kitchen and Marshall puts a dish in the sink and Lily looks at him.
I know that.
And he cleans
scene.
it and Barney's like, "You're whipped.
Yeah.
You gotta fix this. You can't be like that." And then there are some things that Marshall and Lily do that remind me of me and my boyfriend.
Marshall and Lily can be very annoying at times, so please be careful.
Oh, I'm not like, we are them big mood, but sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I do that to you. And sometimes I'll be like, oh my God, you're just like that.
Joe and I make me think of Monica and Chandler because I specifically had a conversation with Joe about how dating is difficult for me because I'm very high maintenance because I have a high maintenance lifestyle.
And he said, I put up with, what's that quote?
He said that he likes maintaining me.
Aww.
And I'm like, that is what Chandler says to Monica.
Aww.
So
that's cute. That's cute.
Yeah. No, he's never even seen Friends, so he wasn't ripping it off.
I love that. That's just a good boy trope. Good job, Joe. My boyfriend has, I don't know if it's a thing, because maybe all guys are like this, but he cannot separate characteristics of characters from their character to be like, oh my gosh, that's us. So when I said, oh my gosh, some of the stuff Marshall and Lily do remind me of us, he was like, what? Our circumstances are totally different. He was like, we don't know a friend who lives above a bar. I was like, okay, buddy. Or he said, we hadn't been, I can't remember how long they've been together, but he was like, we haven't been
college.
Yeah, he was like, we didn't meet in college. I'm like, okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this specific scenario right here. Yeah, okay. I've been watching a lot of stuff. Clients sometimes, if they can't think of something to watch, will ask me what I've been watching. So just finished the new season of The Righteous Gemstones. If you grew up in the Bible Belt, but you're no longer a super religious, offended by religious humor person, great show, HBO. It has Walton Goggins in it, my favorite old man actor at the moment. And then we're caught up to The Last of Us, which is a zombie show. Great. Also, love Pedro Pascal. What else have we been watching? We've been rewatching a bunch of Star Wars. Lots and lots of Star Wars. That's why we've been doing all the Star Wars Legos. We are now, I think we finished all the original 6. Okay, yeah. And then we watched the Obi-Wan show. I really tried Andor again. Could not get into it. Not for me. And we're watching them in timeline order. So we watched Rogue One too. And then, I started White Lotus. Everyone was telling me to watch White Lotus. Finally watched White Lotus because I could not get through season 1. So I watched the first 2 episodes and the last 2 episodes of season 1.
That's so funny.
There's only 6 episodes, so I really only missed like 2.
Yeah.
But totally figured it out. Was really glad I skipped the middle because they're super slow. They have all this build up. My issue with White Lotus is they have all this build up, and then the end is not even kind of sort of where you thought it was going.
Oh, that's frustrating.
So it's season 1 was not my fave. Season 2, a lot of people hate. Loved it. That was a really good season. Jennifer Coolidge is in season 1 and 2, and she's great. She has a little bit of like comic relief, even though it's not fun, like a funny show. Mm-hmm. Now I'm in season 3 again with my handy dandy Walton Goggins, and he's in that. He just posted on his Instagram that the new season of Fallout is done, which is also a great show that's on Amazon. And so I'm excited for that to come out. What else have we been watching? I watched Rapunzel. the animated Disney Rapunzel movie and
You
cried.
confused me.
Oh, yes. I knew it wasn't called Rapunzel.
You just confused me. I was like, Rapunzel.
However, there was something after I watched it that came up on my thing. Oh, because I think they're calling the live action
Yes,
one
they are.
Rapunzel.
As they need to. It's not Tangled at all. And it's
Yeah.
pissing me off.
So I think that's what they're doing. Anyways, we watched Tangled. I watched Tangled, cried, love that movie. It's great. What else? That's been it.
Well, Joe and I watch a lot of Disney movies because they're my thing. So we've watched The Incredibles, or more. He watched it. I fell asleep.
I've already seen it enough, so you're fine.
Toy Story 2 also fell asleep during. I'm a nightmare to watch movies with, guys. I get sleepy. I think we watched Ratatouille all the way through, but it took us 3 nights to get through it because I doze off very early. And I actually wanted to watch that one, so I kept asking him to turn it off. We watched Cars, which is one of my favorites.
I love the first Cars. We recently watched all 3 Cars, and I feel like the first Cars and the one where they're spies, I think that's Cars 2, are my favorite. I don't love the last one. My boyfriend loves Cars 3. That's his favorite.
I like the second one. I just like Tomater, so I like the second one because he gets more of a role. But yeah, we've just been watching a lot of Disney movies. We're watching How I Met Your Mother with my family. We're almost done with that, and then I think we're moving on to Cobra Kai because we haven't watched the latest season.
I never watched that. They're coming out with a movie, right? Or did they already?
Yes. No, that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for How to Train Your Dragon coming out.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really watch much, and I don't really listen to much either.
What else have you been watching? We've been rewatching a lot of stuff. We go through, I say we, I make my boyfriend watch my all-time favorite show, which is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. A lot of people have like Friends or, you know, those 90s. Mine is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm obsessed with her. I love her. They're currently working on, it's not a reboot, but like a sequel show.
Okay.
Excited for that. Hopefully. Sarah Michelle Gellar has a huge part in all of that. So it'll be good. Obsessed.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer just makes me think of my high school philosophy class because he would make us watch episodes of that.
Pedro Pascal is also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer for like an episode.
The actress who plays Lily in How I Met Your Mother is a core. Yeah. She's
that's where she started.
Yeah.
A lot of people started there. Sarah Michelle Gellar started. That was her big breakout role, was Buffy. Oh my gosh. Now Seth Green is in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. David Boreanaz, for any Bones fans. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Gosh, I can't remember the guy who plays Spike, but he's my favorite. Me and my best friend grew up with Buffy, and so one of our things that we've learned is we're like, as we've matured and grown, minus some of the extremely toxic behavior that they put Spike through because he was becoming too much of a fan favorite, and Joss Whedon said, no, we're going to make him do some really awful stuff. Besides that segment of his life, favorite character.
My favorite thing with characters that they did things with that they shouldn't have because they upset fans is Once Upon a Time. I don't know if you ever watched it.
Yes, I did.
They decided to kill off Captain Hook, and then they had to do a whole season to get him back because they realized they messed up.
They really messed that show up.
And I will just never forget.
That show got real weird.
Well, that's because they messed up and they had to make up a whole thing to get a character back.
Yeah, no, that show, I think the actual ending was kind of interesting, but
the ending was good until the following season where they leapt ahead in time and Henry was grown up and the actor didn't even really look like Henry and kind of spiraled. But it was good until they killed Hook and then they really tried to fumble to get it back.
A bunch of people wanted to not watch it because he's hot. So why would you? Anyways,
he's also just a really good actor. I like Colin O'Donoghue. I don't know why they decided to get rid of him.
I'm sure it was supposed to be some growth point, but
probably didn't work for them.
Sometimes I'm like, just let the characters be happy. Literally. Just let the characters like have their moment and have someone who genuinely cares about them, and don't make them do awful things like drag them around or die, you know?
Yeah. I think I haven't been watching much because I read more. So right now I'm reading the second book in the Terms and Conditions series, which is really good. I just read The Ritual. I just read the Fearless series, Fearless, Reckless, Ruthless, and I feel like there's a fourth one that I read that I'm currently not remembering the name of. Oh, girl, I read so much. That's why I don't watch much, because I'm reading.
Mine's the opposite.
What else did I read so far? The Silent Patient. That was phenomenal. I did not know how that was going to end. That one's a thriller. The other ones I just listed off are romances or dark romances. Please be warned if you go to read The Ritual that it is a very, very dark book and you really need to read the triggers. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if anybody needs any dark romances or romantasy or thriller suggestions, I got you. Or if you have any, I will take any and all, because I'm a huge book nerd.
Yeah, put them in the comments. I used to be a big audiobook person because my drive was long and I could fit it in my schedule better, and I haven't listened to an audiobook in a really long time. Haven't read a book in a really long time. And I have a client who she's trying to get through a bunch of books she hasn't been through yet, and so we were listening to it, and she came in and said, "Oh, do you want to listen to Bridgerton?" And I was like, "Yes," because we were right about at the same part where I had to stop.
Oh, I love that.
So we were like listening to it, and it gets to a point where, first of all, if you thought the show was spicy, the books are really spicy, and kind of super kinky.
Yeah.
Like, not just like and they're medieval romance. The part she came into her next appointment and said, "We're not listening to Bridgerton again," because the appointment before, there was a section where the Duke is like, "I would love to suck her toes," and we were like, okay, that was not what we expected him to say. And then she was like, "Yeah, I forgot it gets kind of spicy until that toe segment." And she was like, "So we're going to listen to Harry Potter." And I was like, "Okay."
What a huge shift.
And she was like, "I normally only listen to young adult novels anyways."
I keep meaning to buy the Bridgerton books. They have them at Target right now for buy one, get one 50% off.
You would probably really like them. They're not necessarily dark, but they are romance.
Should have got them while we were there.
We were just at Target.
Okay, well, that's what I'll be doing tonight, because the sale ends tomorrow. So.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'll see if my mom wants to go on Mother's Day.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we found some more interesting stuff to talk about. Next time, like I said, I'll definitely come with a list prepared of my favorites.
Yes, we have lots of fun topics coming up too, but we love to hear your suggestions and questions and anything like that. So please don't hesitate to tell us what you think we should do.
We're also really open to feedback.
Yes.
From anybody.
Because I realized as well that I was not paying attention to how often I was saying like.
No, it was really good.
But when I rewatched this whole thing.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yes. And especially the last 2 episodes, because we were borderline brain dead.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this one
we were so tired.
But I feel like a lot.
I feel like isn't as much of the problem. It's more like when you're talking like and that's the bigger issue.
I feel like a lot, which adds to it. So I try to not.
That's
but we'll see how many somewhere on here how many likes we said, and place bets for the next episode to see how many times we use filler words.
I have higher hopes for that one because I know I'm going off of what ChatGPT said.
Yes.
So I have a whole guideline for that one. It's when I'm talking this way that I start to have problems.
Yeah.
But I think you and I are finally getting the hang of this. We're having topic ideas ahead of time. Clearly.
Episode 10 is fresh start.
Yeah.
We are elevating things to now that we've kind of gotten more into a rhythm and figuring things out and where we're going to do it. And
yeah, we have more of an idea of everything.
We will.
Yeah. I'm trying to really build my social media presence a lot larger. So hopefully this starts to reach more of you. But I feel good about this. And I think it's going to be very educational. I think as I open up more on my Instagram, it'll be easier to open up more on here.
Yeah. Yep. Especially because they'll just no. That's not the word. I was going to say collate, but
collide.
That's, yes. As they collide.
Yeah. It'll be good.
There was one of the episodes we were talking about, I think it's The Pressure to Have It All. We were talking about Kim Kardashian, and I couldn't think of that word.
Oh.
And you said, unapologetically. Watch, I'm going to forget it right now. And I was like, oh, no. I was listening to it as I was editing it, and I was like, oh, the word that I forgot is... And now I can't remember what it is now either. I cannot believe that. I've literally had it this whole time, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to tell Jade I remembered what that word was. And it was... Oh my gosh. till next time, I guess, with that word. We'll see if I ever remember it long enough.
Okay. Write it down next time you think of it.
Oh my God.
So
Yes. Okay. Yes. I will write it down. I will text you and be like, I remembered.
Okay, we'll look out for our next one after this because it's honestly one of the more fun ones.
Yeah.
Emma finally got me to use ChatGPT. So
Yeah. And if you want to follow along, go ahead. And it's all about ChatGPT roasting us is what it'll be about.
yeah.
So if you want to follow along and see the different answers that it gave us and that it gives you, or if you want to go ahead and send us what ChatGPT has roasted, then do that too.
I was gonna say
We love engagement. Engage with us. Be our friends.
Might be a good one for some pen and paper because I feel like the notes we got are pretty much applicable to
Applies to lots of
in
people.
the business industry.
It's really good.
So.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
For you guys to hear
So
that
that one's gonna be really, really good.
Yeah. And look at us being so prepared. We're talking about next
we actually
episode.
planned ahead solidly, guys. Just like we did last time. We told you this would be the next. We're getting the hang of it.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
It's great. Hopefully we're going to have an episode about picking beauty schools.
Yep, picking beauty schools. We're going to have our beauty school friend Jayla come on for one as well to talk about beauty
Trying
school.
to match up all our schedules is wild.
We'll figure it out.
But yeah, lots
could
of
probably do a
exciting
Saturday
things.
night,
And we just
hopefully.
want to fit in some things that you guys want to hear or questions you may have. Or if you like more casual, these kinds of episodes or more business episodes and all the good stuff. I know we're young. And I was just at my networking group telling them I'm on my podcast. And I felt like most of them were kind of like, I don't know. You guys are young. What experience do you have? We have tons of experience.
Oh, just go follow my Instagram. It's going to get interesting.
We have tons of experience in many aspects of life. And I don't know if that's a good thing.
I was going to say, we've both been in the beauty industry since 2020. So we both have 5 years under our belt with that, which is a significant chunk in the beauty industry because not many people stay in it for that long. I've had my business for 3 years, so quite a bit of experience. You've had yours for, what, 2? Year and a half?
I think this is my third.
Third? Okay. Like you're in your third year?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I am not sure.
Yeah. Anyways, we have
You know what?
experience.
I can
And
look.
then if we want to dive into our personal lives.
Yeah, I don't know. We might have to do an episode of all the crazy crap we've gone through.
Yeah. I mean, I'm to a point where I can.
Yeah. There might be some tears in that one, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. I was going to see on my Instagram when I start my business because...
So I think you're in your third year because I think you started it the February after I did. So I opened 2022 and I think you opened 2023.
Right. But then I thought, well, how are we both in our... Because you are in your third year,
well,
right?
I'm
Are you
in my fourth year. Like, I just celebrated my 3rd birthday, so year 3.
Okay.
Because birthdays are weird. I was thinking about it the other day. Because your first birthday, you've been alive for a year. So you're not...
Okay. See...
Yeah, that's the confusion.
I knew we were a year apart,
Yeah.
but I had said, I think I'm in my third
You're
year.
I'm in my 4th year.
And
You're
I
in
think
your
it
third
was
year.
maybe our friend Mackenzie or Jayla who said, well, did you guys start at the same time? I was like, no, she was here a year before me.
Yeah, well, like, technically, I'm in my 4th year. I just celebrated 3 years of being in business.
Let's see.
Birthdays
I don't even
are
know if
weird.
I have my...
And it's so funny.
Mine was February 9th, 2023.
Yeah, mine's February 8th, 2022. We're so close to having the same date.
And that's the post I have that says, reminder, my books are open and already filling up for March. But I feel like, first of all, it was a lie. But I feel like I might have archived my, hey, I'm here now.
That's fair.
So it might even be like the 6th or something. But like, it was early February.
Yeah, so we're a year apart. But anyways, we have experience.
Yeah. So ask us things because we have answers.
We really do.
Anyways,
And
as usual, do you want to finish something?
I was going to say, and we have completely different experiences too. So you
yes.
have 2 completely different angles.
But also kind of similar.
Yeah,
at the
so-
same time. There are some
Yeah.
places where definitely you've had more of a rough, rough moment, but similar experiences.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was going to close it out. We've been talking for forever, and I didn't even look at the time when we started. So this could be an hour and a half. I have no idea.
I think it's just under an hour and a half. But
Cool.
hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We have...
It's a pretty long one. We try not to go over an hour, but you know us, we ramble. So, as usual, any links or anything that we have mentioned that you may need will be in the description.
Yep.
Yeah. And our social medias, the podcasts, our business Instagrams, and then any other thingy things.
Yeah. But I think that's about it.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next time to talk about some ChatGPT.
This podcast thing has been pretty fun. So happy 10th episode.
10 episodes done.
Woo! Anyways, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.